Good day, and thank you for tuning in 3D, the Daily Divine Direction broadcast. For all of our new listeners and viewers who are tuning in for the very first time, I'm Pastor Pope, and thank you for allowing us to come into your listening and viewing environment. We are here with you every Monday through Friday from 12:30 p.m. until 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, broadcasting live from the FijiWater.com sponsored studio, where you can discuss careers, finances, entrepreneurship. You can discuss marriage, divorce, raising children, blending families. You can discuss dating and relationships. Whatever's in your heart, whatever's on your mind, God is concerned about that which concerns you. And that is the reason that we are here with you every Monday through Friday from 12:30 p.m. until 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time in 3D. The Daily Divine Direction broadcast, which is brought to you daily by Fiji Water, Earth's finest water. You may already know that Fiji Water comes from Fiji. However, did you know that it is created by nature? It is untouched by man. It starts as a tropical rainfall which slowly filters through layers of volcanic rock, where the water collects in a natural, sustainable artesian aquifer, where it is bottled right at the source, free from human contact until you unscrew the blue cap. Fiji Water, Earth's finest water, will be delivered right to your front door when you subscribe for delivery, and you will save money at FijiWater.com. This is not just ordinary water. This is Earth's finest water at FijiWater.com. And for those of you who continue giving on the Give segment of our app at New Life Delaware, and those of you that have made a weekly or monthly commitment to support the broadcast by giving on the contribution pages of our websites at NewLifeMinistriesInternational.com and NewLifeInternationalCDC.com. And those of you who use the QR code or the link provided on Facebook and YouTube, we thank all of you for your support and for your commitment as we fulfill our commitment to God to be here for you in 3D, the Daily Divine Direction broadcast. So I want to remind all of our listeners and viewers, we are in the midst of a FijiWater.com sponsored promo. So one of our listeners and viewers will be selected to win a case of Fiji Water, Earth's finest water, from FijiWater.com. Go to our internet radio station, WKAPFaith.com. We want you to stay tuned in 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. However, at 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. daily, you will identify the first 3 songs that you hear at 12 p.m. or 6 p.m. Text them along with your name and email address to the T-Mobile caller text line at 267-992-1424. At some point during the course of this month, we will select a winner of one case of Fiji Water from FijiWater.com. Earth's finest water at FijiWater.com. I'm going to remind everyone that we are Facebook Live, YouTube Live at Daily Divine Direction, and we want you to stay connected with us. Tune in. We are having such a great time and such a great experience with our internet radio station we launched. It's been a year that we've been on the air. We are having such a good time, and you all have been tuned in, but just stay connected with us 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We play music 24 hours a day. Music that will encourage you, empower you, and inspire you to become the best version of ourselves that we can possibly become at WKAP Faith Empowerment Radio at WKAPFaith.com. I'm going to address a communication that came in from one of our listeners and viewers who indicated that you are having difficulty accepting the success that you are experiencing in your life, and you are not certain why. However, your success has you concerned. And you know, I want to tell you something first and foremost. You're not alone in this. There are many people who, first of all, are afraid of success. There are people who are concerned about their success. And I'm going to walk you and all of our listeners and viewers through this because it's real important that we understand something. Sometimes the reason people struggle with success is because they feel guilty about the lack of success for others, particularly family members. You look at your family members and you say, why me? You look at your family members and you say, what are they thinking about me? You hear from family members, oh, you think you're better than we are. But no, that's not the case. You don't think you're better than anyone else. You certainly are concerned about the success of others, but you understand success requires work. So sometimes people feel guilty about the lack of success for family members or for friends. The reality is that you cannot allow yourself to feel shame about your success. Pardon me. So it's allergy season and we're live right here in 3D. So you may hear me cough from time to time. You may hear me sneeze, but I know you all understand. And I do have allergies. So here's the thing. First of all, you can't allow people to make you feel guilty or ashamed about the success you're having. You've worked hard for your success. Life hasn't been easy for you either. Listen, there are very few people that are born with a silver spoon in their mouth. 1% of the population that has children may be born with a silver spoon. Most of us have to work to succeed. We're not born with that silver spoon. We're not born with that privilege. So we have to keep working. Here's the reality. There are 99% of the population has not been born with that. So everything you accomplish by the grace, the mercy of God, the grace and the mercy of God, and hard work. So you don't have any reason to feel ashamed or guilty about your success, because your family members, your friends have the same opportunities to succeed that you have. Now, the other part to that is people sometimes struggle with success because you have to work twice as hard to maintain this success, preserve the success you achieve, and to continue to build on that success. So there are reasons that people struggle with their success. I want you to know today you're no different than many of us. I get communications all the time from people who are afraid of success. They may not, I've had that said. I've had people say they're ashamed by their family, they're shamed by their family, and so therefore they're ashamed because they've been able to be successful and their family has not. Let me say this and break this down for all of our listeners and viewers. We should, once we become the age of accountability, that's the age of 12, we should always seek to be better than the generation before us. Every generation, my generation, for example, the baby boomers, we should want our children to exceed anything we've ever accomplished, or as I've often said to my children, it is my hope that they accomplish more than I had ever hoped to accomplish. So the reality is that that's part of the cycle of life. So parents should want that for their children, and children, when they become the age of accountability, should start thinking about what career opportunity I'm going to pursue, what business opportunity I'm going to pursue, what sector of business am I going to pursue that is going to allow me to accomplish more than the generation before me. Because that's how we build a better society. That's how we build a better world in which we live. That should be the goal. And everyone should be working to get to the next level, both academically and professionally. We should never stop working to be successful. We should never stop working to maximize our success. And we should never stop seeking the fullness of God and maximizing the fullness of God. So let me go back and tell you what that looks like for all of our new listeners and viewers. Some of you may have heard me say this before. There's success, there's maximizing our success, there's experiencing the fullness of God, there's maximizing the fullness of God. If you notice, every step was a new level. So, you're at the level now where you're experiencing success. Your focus shouldn't be on what everyone else is saying. Your focus shouldn't be on what everyone else is thinking. Your focus should be on getting to the next level of your success. And you have to work twice as hard to do that. And let me tell you what that means when you work twice as hard. It means that all of the things you've been doing to get to this place, you have to be more effective and more efficient doing them. And then you have to look for new methodologies, not what the world is telling you is new, but new ways, not of reinventing the wheel, but making certain the wheel keeps turning. And as you do that, you will begin to then maximize your success. And then once you maximize your success, meaning once you get to the place of success where you have reached the highest point that you can do on your own, then you have to trust God to take you into the fullness of Him. And what I mean when I say on your own, of course God is with you every step of the way, but you have to do the work. But there are things that are going to be done in your life that you could not have done just by yourself. You needed God every step of the way, but now you have to surrender and let God take control the rest of the way. It doesn't mean stop thinking while you're working. It doesn't mean stop being creative. It doesn't mean stop being innovative. It just means that you have to trust God to take you into the fullness of Him. And then when you do that, you continue to pray, you continue to guide your family, your children, your grandchildren, your unborn grandchildren. You're praying for all of them, but you're also being an example to guide them into the maximizing the fullness of God. So whatever you accomplish, they're going to maximize 100-fold. That's the goal and the hope. So if we focus on that, you won't have time to think about, being concerned about your success because other people are not being successful. That too is a choice. Some people are satisfied right where they are. And they'll stay there. And then realize that they missed out on opportunities to maximize their success and not be dependent on someone else taking care of them. It's all good that we, as family, we support one another. But you want to be able to make sure that you can take care of yourself, and everything else is just a bonus. Everything else is just a plus. This segment of the broadcast is brought to you by T-Mobile, America's largest, fastest, and most reliable 5G provider at no extra charge. So if you are not currently a T-Mobile customer, you may call or text on the T-Mobile call or text line at 267-992-1424. We will move you into our queue so that you may become a T-Mobile customer and experience America's largest, fastest, and most reliable 5G provider at no extra charge. Taxes and fees are included in your bill, and if you auto pay by attaching a credit card to your account, you will receive a discount on your monthly bill at T-Mobile, America's largest, fastest, and most reliable 5G provider at no extra charge. I'm going to address another communication that came in from one of our listeners and viewers who indicated that you are 34 years old, 34 years of age. And I'm going to touch on that before I conclude this. And you said you too are having some success, and you keep telling your parents that you do not need a man in your life to make you whole. However, they want you to settle down and marry. Let me tell you why your parents want that for you. First of all, it's real easy when you don't have a man to say you don't need a man. You and your girlfriends can have those chats if you want to, but here's the reality. Man or woman was not made to live alone, to be alone. So you have to understand the importance of communing with another. First, you have to learn how to commune with God so that you can learn to commune with another. But your parents, the reason It's great you're having some success at 34. That's a nice thing. It's a great thing. But your parents keep telling you that they want you to settle down and marry because they don't want you to have to do life alone. And the truth of the matter is they know they're not going to be here forever. You have them both right now. But someday, every one of us is going to leave here. One thing I know is that unless your parents had you very early in life, at 34 years of age, well, they could be in their mid-50s to perhaps their 60s, and they're not getting any younger. And let me tell you why. Because a year from now, according to the statistics, but most importantly, according to the Bible, according to statistics, you are middle-aged. Newsflash. So I was reading some articles, scientific articles yesterday. One of the things it was talking about is life expectancy. Well, the Bible already tells us you get, minus any trauma in your life. When I say trauma, meaning death at an early age, substantial injury that leads to death, you get 70 years. That's the expectation. Anything more than that is a blessing from God. And so there are people who live a lot longer than that. But if we use 70 as the threshold to eternal life, anytime after 70, everything after 70 is a blessing. So if you look at that component, 70 years of age minimum, 70 years of age, you're middle-aged. A year from now. 35 is half of 7. You're middle-aged. Now that doesn't mean that we can't have a quality of life. That doesn't mean that we can't continue moving on, moving forward. I'm a baby boomer and I am in my 60s, and I was out running yesterday, getting some mileage in because I'm going to be running some races this year. I'm feeling good. I'm in good health. But who knows what tomorrow brings? Only God. So, having said all of that, pardon me, you have to conclude that a year from now, you're going to be middle-aged. If your parents, and I have a son who's older than you, if your parents are even in my age group, they know they're in the fourth quarter. They're not going to be here forever. They don't want you to be alone when they leave. They don't want you to have to live life alone when they leave here. And that's the only reason that they keep telling you over and over again they want you to settle down and get married. Now, I'm sure if they're anything like me, they're probably praying for, grandchildren, and, those of us who have a grandchild or grandchildren, we're probably praying for more, and, for our unborn grandchildren, and to God be the glory. But they don't want you to be alone. They don't want you to become the cat lady. They don't want you to be a woman who it's you and your dog Rocco. They don't want that for you. They want you to have someone that you can build something with, that you can build a great quality of life with, that you can live out your life and enjoy one another, so that when they leave here, they don't have to be concerned about you. Now, I know you might say, well, after death, they can't be concerned about you anyway. Pardon me. But the reality is that they are going to be concerned about you. On their deathbed, they will be concerned about you because they don't want you to be alone. And they understand that life is hard. And here's what you need to know. Life is hard no matter how much success you have, no matter how much money you have, because more money, more problems. More money, more responsibility. No matter how much you have, life is hard. Life is difficult. Let me do that instead. But we have to learn to navigate it. Part of navigating it is this. 2 is better than 1, because when one falters, he has the other one to prop him up. And a threefold cord cannot be broken, meaning the more there's strength in numbers. Right now, you're uno, you are 1. That's it. That's all you have and your parents. You don't even have enough. You didn't tell me this, but in that secret place of your life, you don't even have a sibling. You are your parents' only child, and they don't want you to live out this life alone. You may not think you need a man to make you whole, but you do need someone that you can build a great quality of life with, so that you don't have to be alone once your parents have gone on to glory. This segment of the broadcast is brought to you by Comcast Business. If you need to be more effective and efficient in business, call Eunice at Comcast Business at 603-222-7706. Your code is Pastor Pope, and you will receive an $800 prepaid gift card with a qualifying gig bundle. Call Eunice at Comcast Business. Her number, direct line number, is 603-222-7706. Your code is Pastor Pope, and you will receive an $800 prepaid Visa gift card with a qualifying gig bundle. I'm going to address another communication that came in from one of our listeners and viewers who indicated that you are tired of dating men who have nothing going for them. They just work every day and hang out on the weekends. And you want to know, where do you find men with ambition? So let's break this down. Let's one step at a time break this down. You are tired of dating men who have nothing going on, yet you say they go to work every day, but they hang out on the weekends. Okay. So the first thing they're doing is they're working. What they have to learn to do is stop just hanging out. But that's for that segment of the population of men. What you want to know is, where do you find the men with ambition? Well, you have to position yourself. First of all, you don't need to find a man. A man needs to find you. You all have heard me say this over and over again, because it's written in the scripture. He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor of the Lord. So it's his job to search you out. But you have to put yourself in position to meet men who want more than that. You have to put yourself in position to meet men who do have ambition in life. But that's one of the reasons that I've been encouraging everyone to start dating differently. You know, I'm not against people, meeting people on an app. I'm not against people meeting people on the job if you don't have a policy of fraternization is a problem. Listen, you meet people wherever they are. But here's the thing. You're going to meet a different quality of people in different places. And the reason you know those men are working during the week and just hanging out on the weekends, because you're hanging out on the weekends. And if all you're going to do, just like you said they're doing, that's all you can expect to come in contact with. But if you're doing ambitious and positive things like charitable work, if you're doing positive, ambitious things like getting involved in philanthropy in some form, volunteering. If you're doing positive and ambitious things, you're going to meet a different caliber of people. You're going to meet a different quality of person because you're positioning yourself to meet someone who is like-minded with regard to charity, philanthropic, volunteerism. You're going to meet a different kind of person. But if you're going to just hang out where everyone else is hanging out because you think there's a lot of people, well, there may be a lot of numbers, but there may not be a lot of quality. So you have to decide what you want to accomplish and where you want to spend your time. If you're just hanging out at rooftop parties and brunches on the weekends, that's the caliber of person you're going to meet. Now, I'm not suggesting they're bad people, but I'm responding to what you said, and that is, where do you find men with ambition? And men with ambition are doing positive things. They're being ambitious about their careers. They're being ambitious about their lifestyle. They're working out. They're involved in some type of athletic activity that's going to allow them to flourish, to stay healthy in their body, mind, and spirit, because they understand that health is wealth. They understand that if I keep my mind right, I'm going to be able to flourish. I'm going to be able to thrive. If I keep my spirit right, which is why I said, and I don't, I'm thankful to God for this revelation, but I'm telling you, and I know people will say, Pastor, you say this because you're a pastor, but no, I'm saying this because this is a revelation of God. If someone wants to take you out, if you're a female, and if you're a male asking out someone, asking a woman out, here's what you should do. This is going to change. It's not a game, but this is going to change the dynamics. If you're a female, so I'll address you first. If a man asks you out, simply this: tell him to take you to his church and out to lunch. Don't tell him that you want to go to the 5-star restaurant because it's going to give you an opportunity to experience. That comes later. That can come later once you weed out all the weeds. Tell him, take me to your church and out to lunch. If he tells you he doesn't have a home church, that doesn't eliminate him automatically. Invite him to yours. Church, lunch, first Sunday. Church, lunch, second Sunday. Church, lunch, the third Sunday. By then, you should really know his 21-year plan. You should know what he has planned for the next 21 years of his life. Or if he's already in the middle of his 7-year plan, he can tell you the rest. Listen, there should be discussions about what you both want to accomplish. Are you equally yoked? Can you walk together in agreement? What is it that you want for your life? Do you want to be married? Do you want to have children? What do you want for your children? You should be able to discern after going to church and out to brunch or out to lunch 3 times. You should have a clear understanding whether or not that's someone you want to pursue a relationship with. If he takes you to his church, you will know what he's being fed. You'll understand what he's experiencing in a relationship with the Lord. You'll know where he is within his relationship with the Lord. And if he doesn't have a home church, take him to yours so he can get fed. But you got to know, if you were in our area, I'd invite you to our church. But you got to know where he is in his relationship with the Lord. And the same thing for you gentlemen. This isn't just about someone with a smile. This is about someone who is a quality individual with the character of God. That's what you've got to seek. Someone who's going to be an asset, not a liability. Someone who's going to really focus on trying to build a great quality of life with you. This is for you gentlemen. So that you all can eventually experience the fullness of God. We've got to make some changes. Because if we keep doing the same things the same way, we're going to keep getting the same results. If all you're going to do is hang out on the weekends, all you can expect to meet are men who want to hang out on the weekends. Today's Daily Divine Direction broadcast, 3D, has been brought to you by Fiji Water. A taste of paradise will be delivered right to your front door when you subscribe for delivery, and you will save money at FijiWater.com. This is Earth's finest water. May God bless you today. May God keep his face turned towards you. May God give you peace that surpasses all understanding. Remember, we are Facebook Live, YouTube Live. We want you to stay connected with us 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on our internet radio station, WKAPfaith.com.